Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. I know it's been a little hard to navigate the time difference. It's quite a big time difference. 7 p.m. over here for me, 7:30, I believe, and I think it's close to 9 in the morning over there for you, huh?
Yeah. It's quarter past 8 here.
Awesome. So I guess we'll just jump right in. Do you want to give yourself an introduction?
Yes. Namaste. My name is Kedar Gandhari. I am a music therapist and social entrepreneur by profession. I raised in a remote village in Liglikot in Gandharba community.
Amazing. I never knew too much about the indigenous community in India. So, do you mind explaining for the folks at home who aren't aware about your community, who you are, and where you guys come from?
Yes, according to the myth, we are coming from the heaven. And when there was a Babel in heaven, then we came down to the earth. When our people in the heaven, they fled for the heavenly God and the nymphs. And when we are into the earth, then we have been playing here as a storyteller, we are a communicator, we are travel musicians, and we are healer, Ayurveda practitioner, and the doctor, witch doctor here in Nepal. And yes, we are telling our stories. And before the modern media communication invented, we are traveling musicians. We travel place to place, carrying news from one place to another place, and sharing the news among the people. Then how people knew the story, knew the accident, knew the incident from one place to another place through us.
Interesting. So, you said that your people came down from heaven. Is that your creation story?
Yes, that's according to the Ramayana, according to the Mahabharata, according to our legend books, that the Gandharvas, they are from heaven and they played there for the gods and the heavenly nymphs. When Gandharvas played and the god, they were spellbound and the nymphs, heavenly nymphs, were dancing. And that's how the Gandharva people entertained God and nymphs in heaven too.
Wow. So, music is so closely tied to your people and to your creation stories.
Exactly.
So, where did you learn how to play this music?
Yeah, I learned this music from my great grandfather, and my grandfathers they played music and they travel from place to place. And when they return to home, and I just play with the sarangi like this sarangis we have here. These are the sarangis. This sarangi is made by my father, and I play with sarangi. But I didn't know how to make a sound on the sarangi, and I learned sarangi by playing the instrument with my grandfathers, and so that's how I learned sarangi from my home, actually from my grandparents.
Wow. So, where is it said that the music originated from? Is there like one person who has the origin of creating this music, or did they say that the music came down from the gods and that's how you learn how to play? Or
Yeah, it's come down from the god, and then our uh, we are called Gandharvas. Gandharva are musicians, they are storytellers, and they tell a story, they sing a song through the music. And so this instrument we playing, I play, where I learned from my grandparents.
wow. Do you mind playing something for us? I'm intrigued now that this music is so good that the gods love it. It must be something incredible.
I don't mind. Here is the instrument that I used to play. Just 1 second, I tune it. Okay.
Wow, that's really good.
Well, thank you.
I could definitely see this being like at a banquet and just tons of people eating and having a good time and dancing and sharing and just like it's a really holistic family vibe. You know, I really like it.
Yeah, this song actually we play when we get gathered with our families, friends, and when we are inviting people, welcoming people in Nepal, in our community. We play this these tunes, and I will play one song for you here.
Okay.
And it's the appealing song to our friends, families, and loved ones.
All right.
There's something there's Eknale bandu kuli nale bandu kuli jalai take ko. Eknale bandu kuli nale bandu kuli jalai take ko. Mere jalai maile take ko. Maya lai take ko. There's something there's something. Người ta dòng kỹ đã vẫn thanh về dòng chủ đi. Người ta dòng kỹ đã vẫn thanh về dòng chủ đi. Eknale bandu kuli nale Mirgalai take Mirgalai mande take ina Maya take there's some Mira dong kita memandang samping Mira dong kita memandang samping Mira dong kita memandang samping.
Wow, that is incredible. That was great. Oh my gosh. That's so beautiful to have something like that passed down through the generations and something so beautiful to survive this long. How far back does your indigenous people over there in Nepal, how far back does their civilizations go to?
Oh yes, many years is according to the myth is origin from the earth. You know, when the earth is invented, then our people started to play this instrument. And at first, they played this instrument from the metal, but it did not come sound, no sound. And after they played gold, still no sound. When they uh, made this with the wood, and they put a small intestine of the goods in the past, and this made out of hostel and bamboo. And when they put everything knots, brace, lower brace, upper brace, and it's the skin. This skin is from the lizard, and especially they use the goat skin and the lizard. And then when they made it and comes sound, and then they started to play for the god.
Wow.
And it's the one piece of wood also.
So it's safe to say that this has been around for thousands of years.
Yes, it's many centuries.
Oh my gosh. I feel like your ancestors transported here to the future and played a song for me. I feel special. I appreciate that.
Oh yes, our ancestors, our forefathers, they carries the history, they carries our culture, and they carries the stories of the community to community, from one place to another place.
And you use this music as music therapy, right?
Yes, I use this instrument as my main instrument, and I also play other instruments as well. Like it's the drum here. This is the Nepali drum. This is called Nepali madal. We call it madal, and this is also made. This is also made by our community. This instrument also made by our community, and we are also selling these instruments and also playing. And I use this sarangi. This is called sarangi. I use sarangi as my main instrument for my therapy, and I'm working children with disabilities, multiple disabilities here, mainly with autism, Down syndromes, and uh, personality disorder. I also work with cancer patients, Alzheimer's people. I work multiple people with disabilities here, but mainly I specialized working people with autism.
That's a beautiful gift that your ancestors and your people have brought to this earth. That's amazing. So how have you found that people with those disorders, respond to your music?
Yeah, yeah. When I raised in our poor community, we are called untouchable. We are called Dalits. We are not allowed to go to temples. We are not allowed to go to the public places. We are not allowed to go to the water taps, public water taps. And we are living our life as a second class citizen. And when I When I passed, I completed my school education, and I just hang around. What should I do? And I didn't have that much opportunity to go to higher education, and but because of my financial situations at the village, but I came out from the village. And when I went to the city and tried to quench my thirst for the studies, for my higher studies, and I admitted in college, and but I did not have anything with me, and I didn't have place to stay. I did not have means of living, and but I have small knowledge of my instruments, this sarangi.
Mm.
And when I found there was one institute called Gandharba Cultural Art Organizations, that our friends also founded that organization. I went there and learned more about sarangi, and I started to uh, work as a street musician. I worked as a street musician. I played on the street of Tamil and trying to sell this sarangi to the foreign peoples and people from different countries. They bought this sarangi, and uh, that's how I supported my study and my living in city. And when I work on the street as a street musician, I found from some people told me that, oh, there was music studies and music can heal, as your forefathers, as your great grandfathers, grandfathers already healed two people through music. And so that again recalled me, oh, I would love to study music therapy then. And I searched myself and in the internet, and but yeah, I found that there was a study in education in Europe, America, and different other countries, but we didn't have that study in Nepal. And but it was quite expensive, and so I couldn't afford for the study. And I found, but I did not just stop. I just tried to surf in the internet and trying to communicate with more people. And at the same time, I found a people from UK, English people, English couple, and who had a music therapy trust in UK, and also launching their study, music therapy study in India. And I came across from the interview and everything, and I was selected for the study in India. I studied music therapy in India in a full scholarship. And when I finished my study in India, and I came to Nepal and set up Music Therapy Trust Nepal, and working children with multiple disabilities here in Nepal. That's how my journey begins for music therapy study.
That is incredible. And you really are walking in the footsteps of your ancestors because they used to travel around and play music for people. And you did the same thing, but it's really sad to hear about the caste system. And I find it intriguing just because the indigenous people over here in America, specifically the ones that were under Spanish rule. So we're talking about the natives in California and Mexico. When the Spanish came, they set up caste systems. And how the caste systems over here worked is that it was, race based. So European white people were at the top, and then below was mixed race people who were mixed with European, and it got all the way down to the bottom. And at the very bottom was black people and native people. And so that was how the caste system worked over there. And, black people and Native Americans in Mexico, they were enslaved or they were second class citizens. Very similar to what it sounds like is happening in Nepal currently today. See, the caste systems I'm talking about, this happened well over 100 years ago. We're still dealing with racism, but it was the caste systems were gone. So can you tell me about the caste systems that are currently happening in Nepal right now?
Yes, it's still it's exists in Nepal. According to the constitution of Nepal, it is abolished, right? And according to the constitution and the policies, if people discriminate based on the caste-based discrimination, they executed, they punished. But that's only in the paper, right? And but people still they are dominating, and they still discriminated in the name of caste, right? And so still it exists in Nepal, and so we are trying to abolish in our constitution. We are trying to secure our rights because as we face the challenges, that's how we faced in many years, and still it exists. Yeah.
So who's at the top of the caste system in Nepal?
It's like a Brahmin is the four castes and 36 varnas in Nepal. Actually, Brahmin, Kshatris, Vaishya, and Sudra. Brahmins, it is called according to our myth. Brahmins, they born from the head, and Kshatris, they born from the shoulders, and the Vaishyas, they born from the bellies, and Sudra means like Dait, they born from the feet. And that's how it categorized. That's how it's invented in Nepal based on the caste, based on the profession actually. And so,
could you explain that a little bit? Can you explain that a little bit deeper? I don't think I'm understanding. So
they are highly educated. They born from the head means they are educated, right? And they are working in the government. They are educated people. They form the policies and this and that. And Kshatris, they are born from soldiers. It means that they are warriors. They are in army, police. They are warriors. And Vaishyas, neither they are warrior, now they are the educator. They are just the simple people. Thus, they are into the agriculture. They do agriculture. And Sudras means they born from the pit. They are not allowed to go for the education, and they are not allowed to the public places. They are not allowed to on their properties. They are not allowed to own the properties and nothing else. And so they are into the different low-level work, like musicians, like Gandharvas who us, and those some people they mend the shoes. Some people are the blacksmiths. They work for iron, right? Some people they are tailoring. They sew the clothes. That's how.
So how is it? How is it decided who is what? So how go ahead.
Yes, I told you they divided people by their profession. Like those who plays music, we play Sarangi and carries news from one place to another place. We are called Gaide, right?
So it's based off of the location that you're born. So like what village you're born in?
Actually, we are all over, right? We not according to the village where we born, according to the profession what we do.
Oh, according to your profession. So so if you went to school and got an education and became a politician who was in the governing class or the head, you personally could be at the top of the caste system. But since you're a musician, musicians are at the bottom.
Yeah, musicians like those who are musicians, those who are not educated, those who has no land to grow their own food, right? And then so they are not also allowed to own the land because of their profession. And we are singing a song, we are going village to village, and just asking, requesting food instead of we are giving them the entertainment because we did not have other work, other job at that time. And that's why they categorize us as second-class citizen. They categorize us as Dalit.
So just to be clear, you as indigenous people, you're an indigenous Gandharba is the name of your indigenous group. And ancestrally, what you have always done is play music. Since the beginning of your creation stories, you've been musicians. And because this is who you are as an indigenous people, you are forced to live at the bottom of a caste system, which is based on profession in Nepal.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's what we faced. Everything. That's how we what we faced. Yes, you are right.
Wow. So could a indigenous person, indigenous Gandharba, could they and have they obtained a higher status, like join the military or join the political groups, and then how do they feel about the treating of their people?
Yes, from the past till these days, we are not in the higher position of the military. We are not higher position in the government job, and we are not higher position in politics. And we are not in we are in the politics, but we could not secure that status eight. But we are still trying to secure our rights. And if we are at the top position, if we are in the policy making level, right, that's we can still can write something about our indigenous community because our people they could not survive with the music these days, and so they our instrument, our indigenous knowledge also in the verge of extinction, and it's almost declined, and our people are they don't like to play anymore because they couldn't make their survival by playing music. And instead of playing music, they go for other work and they go to the Middle East countries. And so it's really yes, sad things to tell me that that's how we can save our indigenous knowledge, our music, our tradition. Right? It's almost gone from our people to other people because other people are more interested these days in this instrument. But our people, they have less interest because they couldn't make a survive and they uh, call as a Gaine, they call as Dalits, they call as Gandharvas. And so they didn't like themselves hated by other people. You know, we are being hated. And so people, they did not like, our people, they didn't like. If we, I am, I feel uh, hated by other people because of playing instrument, and so they left also. That's why we are uh, trying to lose. We are almost losing our profession, our indigenous knowledge, our music. So I am the one, and we are also a group of people trying to save our heritage, trying to save our culture, trying to save our indigenous knowledge and music here as well. We are trying very hard.
Wow. Yeah, Native American people can relate to that a lot. You know, not so long ago, we were forced into boarding schools. The last boarding school was opened in the 60s. And what would happen is they would force Native children into these Christian boarding schools where they would be forced to learn the American way of living. It was an ethnic cleansing of our people. They would force us to learn the English language and to forget our ceremonies and to forget our language and to forget our songs. And if they caught the children speaking their language or singing their songs or practicing their indigenous faith, their prayers to their own gods, they would get beaten. They would get um, killed sometimes. And so we had a lot of loss, not only with the deaths, but losing of our cultures. And so we went through something very similar. And it's just really sad to see that that's happening to you in Nepal and it's currently happening today because it's unacceptable.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we have the same problem here in Nepal. We are facing the same problems. Our people are uh, killing in the name of the caste, you know, and if our people has like uh, intercaste marriage, if our people had love marriage, if they're falling in love with higher caste girls and boys, right? They are also elective punished, and people they did not like that, and they are separating each other. still is very, it's like, it's not a, it's inhuman behavior that we are facing every day here also.
So there's a revolution, sounds like, going on in Nepal right now. I saw in the news that the capital in Nepal caught on fire. Could you tell me a little bit about that and what's going on? What's the political situation in Nepal?
Oh yeah, it was a very ridiculous and very tough situation in Nepal because of the Gen Z protest. And Gen Z protest, simply they went for protest for anti-corruption and the anti-corruption and govern, how you call it. Mm, if they go for the protest actually for the anti-corruption, and but there was a big the protest went into the violation, and our government they opened the fire for the protest, and also they when they opened the fire, more than 19 people killed on the first day, 8th of September, because of the protest. And the second day, on the 9th, there was more people when there was people killed in the protest, and more people went for the protest. And more than 76 people died.
Wow, I don't know how I haven't heard about this on the news. So just last month in September, there's a protest at the Capitol in Nepal to protest corruption in the political parties. And then the soldiers at the Capitol opened fire against the protest, killing 19 people. And then there's another protest the next day in Nepal at the Capitol where 79 people were killed. And this is not in the news anywhere.
Yes, yeah, still people, those who are under treatment, they are also dying, those who has a gunshot, and they are also dying. And so maybe number is raising up, and but our people, they are protesting for good governance and for the anti-corruption, that's all. But because of this violation, and this is, and people, they said every monuments like our Parliament House, our Supreme Court, and our cabinet, and they set everything into the fire, and just everything burned down. And even they also set a fire of political leaders' house into the fire, and also political leader got the punish, is kind of punished. They got what they did. And so some political leaders, they also got punished in this protest. And but this protest pushed Nepal back. That pushed about 20 years back for development wise. And now we have an interim government, and that government just for new election is the interim government. And but our protesters, they want direct election of prime minister or president, and they also ask for no corruption, anti-corruption movement, and they also once involved young people in the cabinet to address their agendas.
So, in response to almost 100 people being shot down at the Capitol by the police force over there, the activists then burned down the Capitol and some of the political leaders' homes. And now there's an interim government being ran in Nepal right now because of this. Tell me a little bit about the corrupt government that was just where the revolution took place. What happened with that government?
Yes, corrupt government. There is like a developmental work. There is different other types of work like foreign aid supports, right, to the government, and so our like ministers, our like bureaucrats, they are trying to find a way how to corrupt, how to collect money themselves, not for the people, not for the developments, right? They are trying to uh, keep money themselves, keep money themselves, and they are trying to be rich themselves. They are trying to keep money for their generations and generations, right? And so that's how they're corrupting, like foreign aids um, and also the developmental works, but they are not doing these works. They only put few percentage for the work, and most of the percentage they corrupt. They keep themselves. Like if I want to be a let's say a doctor, right? Here is in Nepal, and I have to pay for the political leaders or for the bureaucrats, those who are on high positions. Yeah, and if I want to be a big doctor, they said, okay, we will put we will secure you that position, but you have to pay me this amount of money. That's how they are corrupting. If you want to be a secretary general of Nepal, and so is again you are qualified, but still the politicians, still the bureaucrats, those who are in the high positions, they ask for the charge for the money.
Wow, that sounds exactly like the American government. That's exactly what's happening over here in America.
Yeah,
Yeah, where it's just politicians that have been captured by the rich, by corporations, who are just taking all the money for themselves and passing whatever law who can be spent the most money on. You know, like, oh, if you give me some money, I'll pass a law. That's what it sounds like is going on in Nepal. That's what's going on in America. It's just disgusting. And I'm happy to hear that Nepal has stepped up and done something.
that's also what I heard in Nepal. If you are a police in a high official, even if you want to be a just a policeman, right? And so the police, high rank police officers are high rank, and the politicians and all the other people, those who are connected, those who has that nexus and the connection, they are also in a chain of corruption. That's what I heard here in Nepal too.
So, since the government is an interim government at the moment, it sounds like the federal structure is kind of in pieces at the moment. What is day to day life on the streets like right now? Is it anarchy?
Yeah, this life is still miserable, but people they back to their work, and we have a few minister appointed, and these ministers, some ministers they are really good, and they are as they are not the full ministers, they are only for the 6 months for the election till the election they work for. They didn't have that big rights, but they like our finance minister and also the education minister. They are doing few good works. They are stepping forward, but they didn't have that big right to go ahead. And but our life has become normal that at least we can go out of the from our homes and we can work. We can go to our work. Yeah, the situation is become normalized, but still is very difficult. Like most of the people, they lost their jobs, they lost their opportunities here. They didn't have work, and more like hundreds of people injured, and also hundreds of people they lost their they lost their children, they lost their relatives, they lost their daughters, they lost their sons. The country is still in trouble and in misery.
So, what happened with the banks when this revolution happened? Are people still able to get their money from the banks?
Yes, a few banks were also looted, by some other people. I don't know, they are the protesters or the other people they involved in that accident, like uh, like, let's say accident. And so few banks also looted by some gangs. And but our banks, they are open there. Banks are open now, and they are back into their regular works.
So, what does this revolution mean for the Gandharva people?
This revolution mean Gandharva people is like, at least we are also a part of this revolution, and it may change. For us, it change. That may change the context of Nepal. That may change the discrimination, and that may change the system of Nepal. So, if our system as goes into system, our system change, and so maybe Gandharva people can breathe. That's what I feel. That's what it means to Gandharva people.
So, wow, it's an incredible and shocking story, and I can't believe that it's not being told anywhere. It seems like everything is being drowned out by what's happening in the Middle East. So you can't really see what else is going on in the world news. You know, everybody has their eyes on the Middle East right now, and it sounds like in Nepal there's definitely some tragic things going on, but also a lot of possibility for change, and that's exciting. Is there any?
Yeah, that's what I am also positive, for the change. And I also heard the news in Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine, Gaza, and also in recent protest in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Is everywhere around the world that people are fighting for their rights, for their betterment. And also similarly, it also recently it happened in Nepal, which is a very tragic moment, but I hope for the change.
So, what does the future hold for you, Kedar?
Oh, my future, like we are massively destructed by the earthquake in Liglikot. We lost our two houses in Liglikot, Gorkha, and from that time we even could not build our houses, and we rented out the house there for our living in Liglikot. And also after the earthquake, we faced a COVID-19 pandemic. On that pandemic, I also lost. I involved in some businesses like a restaurant business. I work for the restaurant, and I lost that job. I lost almost my music therapy work for a few years, and I returned to village. I'm trying to revive myself through agriculture, and I made a fruit orchard there and planted different types of fruits. And slowly, gradually, I am reviving. I'm trying to put everything in order, and I'm starting my own business, like Liglikot Heritage Farmhouse. Again, this protest, this kind of vandalism, that made me sad, because people said like a foreign investment in who had a big hotels here. Some hotels they were also set into the fire, and that's made me a little bit sad, because if people wanted to invest in Nepal, maybe they are afraid of that. And so I'm still afraid that I could not even build my farm stay, and I could not get a loan from the Nepal government. And I also could not reach my goal, what I set in my goal for. And I'm really sad and worried. That's made my future also into the dark. But I'm trying to revive myself.
Yeah. Well, a spirit as bright as yours is always going to be blessed by the Creator. And, you know, what I've found for myself is as long as I keep walking in the footsteps of my ancestors and I keep having faith in the Creator and I keep living life in a good way, walking in a good way, then the Creator will always provide. And I think you playing your music and keeping your culture alive and fighting for your people, that's going to lead to great things. I can see that happening. And if I can help you spread your message on my platform, I definitely want to. And that's amazing. I think people are going to respond really well to your music. Do you upload your music anywhere online?
No, we don't have that channel. I don't have online or anything else till now. And so if you want some music from our community, I can send you. It's on our, in the past, we made this CD. And so we have some music from our community, but that's not available online. But I can send you some music that's from our community.
That would be awesome. You know what would be cool is if you send me that CD, if you mail me the CD, what I can do is I can make you a few music streaming platforms where I upload those music on there, and I'll give you the passwords to them so you can have control over them. And then as you're spreading your message out there, you can have people get a hold of where your music is, and that could possibly be a revenue stream for you. Actually, SoundCloud has the best revenue stream for upcoming artists because they have a fan-based royalty system, meaning that when you upload your music and a fan listens to your music, you get a portion of their subscription fee, which is different than other platforms. Usually what happens is, like on Spotify or YouTube Music, you only get a portion based off of how many views you got, and you're competing with everybody else. You're competing with the people who got 10 million views. But on SoundCloud, what happens is all you need is a few thousand people who are listening to your music who pay for a SoundCloud subscription, and you can get a few hundred dollars a month. That it really translates into some music. I think if you send me that CD, I'll set that up for you, and then that way people can not only benefit from listening to your amazing music, your healing music, but it could be a way for you to earn a little bit of money. That way you can keep pushing your movement forward. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds really amazing. Thank you for this. And if you could set up something online, that would be really amazing for us. And also, because we could not put everything from here online, right? We even, I don't know how to put online on the Spotify. How are their systems? I didn't know at all about it. But yeah, I can send you the songs from me and from community, how we presented our songs and how we keep our traditions alive. Still, we have CDs, and in the past we made cassettes, like in the old systems there we call it cassettes, right? We did that's how we produce our music here. We recorded some music, but these days we still can record some music and can send it to you.
Yeah, so that would be awesome. Send me the CD, and I'll put it on SoundCloud. It'll be Kedar Gandhari on SoundCloud soon. So everybody watching this, by the time that this video is uploaded, there should be a SoundCloud page. The link will be below in the description. Go ahead and click it and listen to this beautiful Gandharba music. Thousands of years in the making, blessed by the Creator, blessed by the gods. It's awesome. Go listen to it. So, is there anything else that you want to close out on?
Yeah, recently I have one project that I would love to save our inherited land in Leglicot, which is almost in process of extinction and ways we are going to be lose. And so I also have a one project that's a farmhouse project that I want to keep sustain this project, but I could not sustain without financial support. That's why I also like to request people to support our to save our inherited land. That means if we lost this land, it means that we lose our identity, we lose our tradition, and we lose our livelihood. If we could save this land, it's for our livelihood, it's for our children, then our generations, then they can feel the pride of this land. If we could save this, if people would like to support us, please keep supporting us to save our uh, land, to save our culture, to save our identity, save our music. And so I just like to request people to save our indigenous knowledge, to save our identity, root, and culture. That's what I like to.
So, you have a GoFundMe, right? Or what is it, a Cash App? Or
Yes, yes.
what is it?
Have a GoFundMe page, like a fundraising campaign. Thus, we want to raise X amount, like a 35,000 USD to save our inherited land, but we could not reach our goals as we want. And so, yeah, I like to request people, if you like our indigenous knowledge, if you like our views to save our music, if you like to support, please support via GoFundMe me page too.
There's a GoFundMe link in the description. If you want to help fund and save the indigenous people of Nepal, there's a caste system going on and they're holding them down, trying to rob them of their indigenous knowledge, of their indigenous wisdom. They're trying to steal their land. If you want to help them carry their culture on to the future, help them keep their lands, please go to that GoFundMe and help them out.
Yes, thank you.
Well, it's been an honor. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out of your day, figuring a way out of this, a way through this time schedule difference. You being so far ahead of me, I think 13 hours, but we made it work, and I appreciate you. I hope we can keep our friendship going and stay in contact.
Yes, I'm so honored that you bring me in your postcard, and then sharing our knowledge, indigenous knowledge, and I'm very honored to be here with you today. Thank you so much. Besides the time differences we have, and I'm really proud of you, and thank you so much for this time, Dylan. I'd like to thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And thanks everyone for watching.
Oh, thanks for everyone watching. And it's also good that if you publish our fundraising page on your links to the people, so if people can see that they can, if they like, they can help.